9th generation Intel laptops coming soon, but when and should you wait or buy now? Righto, tell you there, champs. So I guess we better talk about what are the 9th generation processors. First of all, Whiskey Lake parts have come out for the Ultrabook. So the U parts for like XPS 13, you know, your Carbons, your Spectres, MacBook Pro 13s. Whiskey Lake parts have dropped for those U processors. So I don't expect anything in that space. And that includes like even Surface Book and stuff like that. So I think if you want to get an Ultrabook, anything 13 inch, go ahead, buy it. You're safe to do so. There's nothing on the horizon. But when it comes to the bigger laptops, the 15 inch laptops, the laptops that use the H parts, the high performance 8th generation 45 watt parts, which are now 6 core, of course, if you get the i7. So we're talking all the 15 inch beast laptops like the XPS 15, ZenBook Pro, Razer, MacBook Pro, MSI, you name it. All those gaming laptops, the Alienwares, ROGs, the ones I'm really interested in, and I think a lot of people are. When are they going to get updated with these 9th generation processors? So given that the 9th generation desktop parts have just dropped, what was it, like October? And if you don't know what the big deal about those desktop parts is, for the first time in the consumer space, in the core desktop parts, you would now have an i9 with 8 cores, and you even actually have an i7 with 8 cores as well. Now the i7 does not come with hyper-threading, whereas the i9 does. That's the difference between the i7 and the i9. 8 cores, 16 threads on the i9. 8 cores, 8 threads on the i7, and the i5s have 6 cores, 6 threads. So that's a big deal now. We're going from 6 cores to 8 cores. Now I will say, if you're talking about gaming laptops, just buy a gaming laptop now. It's safe to do so because adding an extra 2 cores won't make that much difference, if at all. It may even be slower because the clock speeds probably will be slower to keep the temperatures down. If you're a gamer, even the quad core 7750s are perfectly fine, but adding cores for content creation does make a big deal. So given that in recent history, the mobile parts have followed these desktop parts, I don't see why they won't make 8 core CPUs for the laptops. Now some people might be saying, well, it's going to be too hot, they won't be able to put 8 cores. But what usually happens is they just reduce the clocks. The clocks went down, the cores went up. Although when we're talking boost clocks, that's a different story, but we're talking base clocks. The base clocks usually go down, and that's what allows them to have those extra cores. Now the boost clocks will still be friggin' high. They might even be higher than the 6 core and the 4 cores before them. So don't worry about that, they will boost. But I cannot see a reason why they won't be able to put these 8 core parts. Of course, they're half the TDP of the desktop parts. They're 45 watt parts, the desktop parts are 90 watt parts. But hopefully we will be seeing 8 cores in laptops. I know that's going to be a big game changer. Imagine i9 or even the i7 with 8 cores if you're a content creator. Wow. That's going to be friggin' awesome. Now the 6 core i7, the 8750H, only come out like, what was it, May? Those sort of laptops come out with the XPS 15 and all the other 15 inch laptops that come out in May. So you're pretty much guaranteed it's not going to come out this year. Probably not going to come out early next year. It's probably going to be the same time frame. So, you know, May next year. They could surprise us and launch them in February. Who knows? So I would say if your current setup will last you 6 months, maybe wait. Because if you only invest once every 5 years or something, it may be worth waiting that extra 6 months to get an extra 2 cores that will future-proof your laptop. If you're someone that frequently upgrades, probably don't worry about it. Just buy now, because you can bet your bottom dollar next year when these 8 core parts come out in laptops, if they do come out, hopefully, they'll definitely have 9th generation CPUs. And it would be strange if they didn't match the desktop parts core for core. And it could very well be the situation that next year when these 9th generation CPUs come out for the 15 inch laptops, there may be new graphics cards as well. Now, I don't think these graphics cards, these current ones, 2070, 2080 and 2080 Ti's, I don't think they will go on laptops. That die size looks too big for laptops. They're very hot. Maybe they could lower the TDP down, but that die size is friggin' huge to fit in a laptop. Not sure. So I think maybe when they announce the 2060 and the 2050. Those will be going in laptops, and they probably have a smaller die. Could be wrong, I don't know, I'm not an engineer. Maybe they can fit the big dies in laptops. They're freaking huge dies, so it'll be very interesting. So the long and short of it is, if your rig, your current system can last you 6 months, wait. If you're a gamer, buy straight away. Don't worry about the extra 2 cores that you may get with the 9th generation. It's not going to matter. And if you need a laptop now, buy it now. The conundrum is, doesn't matter when you buy, there's always something around the corner. You just don't want to be buying a laptop that's going to be out of date, next month. That's not going to be happening. So I think it's safe to buy now. Now, talking about friggin' Apple, I think Apple screwed their customers. I want to know what you guys think. And if you don't know, around what? 3 months ago, they released the new MacBook Pros with the, 6 core parts and the RX 560X. This is a brand new product, okay? So brand new product just come out a few months ago, and now they're coming out with Vega graphics. 60% faster they're supposed to be in graphics. That is really bad that you just buy a laptop and then like a few months later it's out of date. I mean, we all understand. Sometimes you might mistime something. You might buy a Galaxy or an iPhone, a month before the new model comes out. Well, that's bad luck, right? That's just bad timing. But when you buy a brand new product, you do not expect it to be out of date within a few months. I think even the OnePlus is like 6 months. With Apple, it's like 3 months, 4 months. It's out of date. With new models coming out with graphics that's 66% faster. That's friggin' crazy. And imagine you need that graphical power. So you sell the model you just bought a couple of months ago, then you take the hit, and then you buy this new one with the new graphics, and then early next year they come out with 8-core MacBook Pros. Imagine that. I want to know what you guys think. Did Apple screw their customers? To be fair, they could not have told you that, Vega graphics were coming out in a few months' time, because there would have been NDAs. They cannot announce it before AMD do. They probably wanted to put those Vega graphics in from the start, but they had to wait for AMD. But people spent some serious money on these things, these MacBook Pros, and to be out of date within a few months. And myself, I'm lucky, I've got an XPS 15, but I did buy a MacBook Pro 15 as well, and I got screwed. It's out of date. Now, some people were able to return them. But some people weren't. I'm hoping Apple will do the right things for people that want to return for store credit or return to, buy the new one. I hope they sort them out, sort out some sort of deal with them if they bought, the fastest graphics and they need the graphics. They've only bought these things a couple of months ago, and that was a new product at the time. I mean, Vega graphics in these MacBook Pros is a really big deal. And Apple had an event, what was it? October 31st, and no mention of it. Now, I think they never mentioned it at the keynote because they didn't want to bring attention to it, because people would have been pissed. Imagine they announced that the MacBook Pro's now coming with Vega, 66% faster graphics. To me, that wouldn't have been a big announcement. But in a blog post, they just wrote a couple of lines, coming out with Vega graphics. Like it's no big deal. 66%, no big deal. And when I made the video about Macs coming out with that, I got a few comments from people really annoyed that they just spent on a top of the line model and now they're out of date. It's just, that's crazy. Like, especially for Apple. Apple don't update their hardware very often. So you think when a new product comes out, you're safe. They're probably not going to update it for at least a year. Could be friggin' 3 years. Maybe they should have waited until Vega was ready. But who am I to argue with what they do with their own business? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you pumped for these 9th generation processors? Or are you happy with what you got now? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And until next time, guys, tally ho. Yes, here it comes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9th, baby! Woo!